We just go to Sarah's.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So we are now recording. So if anybody doesn't want to be recorded, if they'd like to turn their cameras off, that'd be great. We're going to start. Thank you. First of all, thank you for joining us today for our Pacific Scribes Community Gathering card making. Hopefully you all got the flyers and printed them off okay. We're going to start with Sarah, who's not presenting, but she's our president, and she's going to say a few words to us all about various things.
Various things, yeah.
Various things.
So we have an exciting year ahead. Our program committee has been hard at work, so we have lots of new teachers coming in. You can look at the website. I think they have some of them listed. But one thing that's a brand new thing as of today is I spoke with Marcia Friedman from Friends of Calligraphy, and she's going to help with our newsletter. So I thought you guys would be very excited to hear that, since it's been a little while since we've had our newsletter person had to step down. So anyway, I wanted to welcome you for another year of calligraphy. Hopefully sometimes we'll get to be together. At this point, who knows? And I think it's exciting that we have people from North Dakota and from New York and all different places. It's great to see new faces, new people coming in. And the fun thing is we get to share all these great ideas. So I don't want to take up a lot of time with chitter chatter. I just want you guys to know that it's exciting to see new faces. And thank you to Debbie and to Dawn, Barbara, for getting us all here together. So thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Sarah. Okay, so Barbara is going to start us off with our first card. Oops, I need to spotlight myself. Hang on. Barbara's going to start us off with a first card. So hopefully you have all your napkin cutouts ready, everything that Barbara put on the list.
I'll go over it.
Oh, Barbara will go over it. So we will now change to the camera and we will start.
Okay, so what you should have in front of you are the supplies for the first card, which is a size A2 card, just plain white, your napkin, whatever you've chosen, your glue stick, and scissors. So we'll begin. What you want to do first is open up to the full size your napkin and go to one of the corners of the napkin. And I've got this one sort of pre-started. Oh, here we are. And you'll see that the napkin has these layers. So you have to fiddle with the end of it to loosen them up and peel back this first layer gently. Remove it completely. And then you'll see it's still looking rather white. And that's because often these are 3-ply napkins. So the hardest part is getting this second white piece off. So you may have to work it a bit and sometimes go around the edge or try a different corner. But you want to peel that one back also. Not all, remember, not all napkins have that. So if you can kind of see through it, then you probably just have a 2-ply napkin. But I happen to have a 3-ply napkin. So I'm going to peel this back very gently until I'm left with this very sheer. You can see my white card actually through this sheer napkin. Now we have to decide if we want to have the card going in this direction where we open it toward us, or we want to have it sideways like that. So you kind of can line up your design to figure out which way you think it looks best. And I'm going to go this way with my card because I get more of the design onto the card that way. So the next step is to get out your glue stick. And I happen to have this one that's made with a purple glue, which makes it easy to see where I've put it on the card. And so I'm just going to, it dries clear, by the way. So you just glide it along, cover completely. Make sure you get those corners because that's where you really want it to stick and not peel away. Make sure you get all the corners in the top, bottom. You might feel the paper is starting to warp a little bit. It'll be okay. All right. Now, go ahead and align your card with the napkin. And if you make a mistake, you can usually lift it off. Okay, gently smooth it out. Especially if you've got a little crease, you might have to like pull it up a little bit and smooth that crease out. Okay. Everybody with me so far? Doing
So
okay?
far.
Great. Okay. Now we might normally let it sit for just a little bit, but I don't want to hold up the rest of the time here. So next thing to do is get your scissors. I like to flip it over, and you could actually open this up, but I don't think you need to. And then cut right along the edge carefully. On the two sides, or more if you happen to center it in a different place. Now you've got 3 more napkins you can, or 3 more cards you can make out of this, which is very economical. So we'll put this part aside for now. And if you happen to have, let's say, a rubber stamp that says Happy Thanksgiving, you could stamp it, do it inside, or you could do it on a little card. I think I have a Thanksgiving one here somewhere. Here it is. You could stamp it on a tiny flag. Put that also on here. If yours didn't already say Happy Thanksgiving like mine does, put it on here somewhere. Add a little bow. Just decorate it up, make it fancy. These are all optionals. And then I happen to have some stickers too. And I thought, well, maybe I'd put a turkey sticker somewhere on the card, maybe down in the corner. Whatever stickers you might have around to embellish it. And that one's done. Yay. Easy to do, small, convenient A2 size envelope. And then on the back, you can write handmade by blah, 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 your own name. Okay. Now we have second card, which is optional for those who want to experiment. This is the size that fits a legal size envelope. So it's about 9 1/4 folded, if I'm right, and 4 inches got the width. So this size is nice if you have a card that, or have a napkin that has a bigger pattern in it. So for instance, I had this one with pumpkins that I've already peeled. And I thought, well, maybe this will work because it's a big one. I liked it and I could do it in this direction. But I noticed that there's writing here by the designer of the card. And so I'd have to lower it down to get that off. And it seemed to be cutting off a lot when I look at it through here. So I decided not to use this one. I'll save it for something else. And instead, I have a normal size luncheon napkin. And this one, we'll do this, I'll do the same thing. I'll open it up. And I've got some pumpkins here for Halloween. And I'm going to open up the corner. And I happen to discover this one is only 2-ply. So I'll peel this back gently. This saves some time if it's only 2-ply. Put this aside. And you can see through that it's only 2-ply. Now I have to figure out which orientation I want to do this one in. And I think this direction makes the most sense. So
Yeah.
once again, we'll get out the glue stick. Start at the corner.
There we go.
Oh man, this glue is strong smelling. I hope I'm not getting high. Okay, got the corners. I think we're good. You can always go back and glue them down if you miss the corners, but it's easier to do it all at once. So this one, I think I'm just going to use the edge of the card as my guide, since the pattern repeats anyway. And smooth it out. See, I'm able to peel this back a little bit if I didn't get it smooth. It's kind of forgiving. So if you get a little bubble in it, well, it just looks homemade. Okay. I didn't quite get that over on the edge, but you get the idea. Okay, now we take the scissors. Trim along the edge. This time I did it from the front instead of the back, because I can still see where to cut. There we go. Now with this one, let's see. I think I need to trim that a little bit more. That didn't work very well from the other side, so let me just trim this up. There we go. That's better. So with this one, since it's a Halloween theme, get a rubber stamp like this one. do a little stamp on your car, your flag, if you want to do it that way. And Dawn told me that there is an ink that you can use that you can stamp onto napkins and it won't run or smudge. So you can look for that. I don't know the name of it, but anyway, same idea. Put a little flag on here, put a little bow if you want to embellish. And then on the inside, what you might do is, if you're going to write a few things, but you could add some of these stickers with the witches' hats, or I've got some skulls. They're raised. You can probably see that they're dimensional here. So you may have to hand deliver this card, but anyway, you get the idea of that. And what could be easier? You probably have hundreds of these napkins left over the years, and you have onesies, twosies, and so what better way to use up your leftover cards than to napkins, to make beautiful cards out of that will be unique. You won't see them in the grocery store or the Hallmark store, and you can be creative with them, and you could even do some patchwork or overlap or things like that and get creative. So that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Barbara. That was great. So let me just. Okay, and oops, and I don't know why I have Sarah on Spotlight. Sorry, Sarah. Hang on just a second, sorry. Oops. Get in there. Not out. Where are we?
Very nice.
Excellent.
Show your
So,
cards. Oh, the one with the bird, Cheryl. That's so pretty.
yay.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm
Nice.
just going to pin Cheryl's for a second. Oh, that's
Oh.
pretty. That's very pretty,
Oh,
Cheryl.
so nice.
Thank
Who
you.
else have we got?
I actually,
Janet.
Janet.
I actually just put it on a piece of distressed ink paper so that there was sort of this little muted background. And so it kind of gave a little more background to the card because it was just a
Oh, I
white.
love
Oh,
that.
that's nice. Yes.
Oh, and look at this colorful one.
Yeah. Let's just
Down
do-
here. Yeah.
Janet, let's look at yours. You were holding yours up a minute ago. Oops.
Can you see?
Hold on.
Oops.
Oh,
Oh, now we lost you. Hang on.
There you are.
There you are,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
There you go.
Sorry, I
No,
didn't have Halloween stuff.
That's okay. You can
That's
make them for
okay.
any occasion. We just did it because of the season.
yeah, very nice. Anybody else want to hold those up? Who else can I see? Oh, Sharon. Let's go to Sharon. Oh, Sharon, you have to hold it close. You're a
It's-
bit blurred. for
It's
some
out
reason.
of focus. No, go your other way.
Towards you, towards your face.
Towards your face.
Back up, back up, back up, back, 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 back.
It's still not focusing.
Oh, can't
But
get
it's
to
pretty colors.
pretty cards. Oh, there we go. We just saw it.
Yeah.
It's got butterflies on. Very nice. Okay, Sarah. Oops.
Oh, Roseanne has a pretty one too.
Let me just
And Margaret,
hang on.
Chris is by Butterfly. Lovely.
Hang on. Let's do Chris next.
And Susan
Oh.
has a pretty one with
That's pretty. Yeah,
With
like the
some-
butterfly.
the plants and the bottles. Kitchen
Nice.
theme.
Okay, hold yours up, Susan. Don't stop yet. We're just gonna replace you. Susan, nice. That's very pretty.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's sort of an all-purpose card, isn't it? You could
Yeah.
use it for anything.
Oh, and we got one at the bottom here. Oh, hang on, let me just do this one. That's pretty. That's it looks like a mosaic.
Yeah.
I thought it looked kind of like a stained glass, and maybe I could put Merry Christmas right along here and it would be a really nice card.
Yeah,
Definitely.
very nice. That looks really nice, like that.
Yeah, you've got a all you need is a partridge, you've got your pear tree.
Debbie, that's nice. Yes, let's move out of the way. Yeah, okay. That's fine. You're welcome. Are you staying?
I'm gonna stay a little bit,
Yeah, okay.
but I'll go
Yeah.
over there.
It's okay, you can stay there. Okay, anybody else got theirs up?
How about
Okay.
Sarah's?
Else showing theirs? Oh, I got one, Sharon. Sharon, I got your other card. Hang on, let me just,
You wanna scoot over? You can.
oh, there we go. That's nice. Like that. Very nice, Sharon.
Did you? Georgina,
Oh, hang on,
did you
we have
have-
one here.
I did, but I-
That's pretty. That's really
I forgot a
pretty.
little bit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
Lana, let's look at yours. Hang on, just keep it there while I spot you like you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Nice flower.
Thanksgiving.
Wow, that is pretty. Yeah. It's a nice card.
Oh, that's nice.
Anybody else want to show theirs?
I think we're all going to go napkin shopping.
I think we might. Yeah. I think we
Yeah,
might.
the dollar store.
Yeah, exactly. So, right, I think we might move to,
Excuse me, I used to steal all the napkins that we would have at our little luncheons or classes, and I have a wonderful collection of napkins.
oh, now, okay, now we'll see them all as cards then, huh?
Yeah.
Nice, very nice, thank you. Okay, we're going to go across to Debbie now, and she is going to show us how to make a weave card. And Debbie, do you want to say a few words? I'll let you
Okay,
take over.
all right, sounds good. You can spotlight my hands and I'll start
Okay.
by showing some samples. All right, okay, first of all, I guess I want to thank who taught me this technique. I don't know if a lot of you have done this before. You've all been in the game probably way longer than me, but I took a class from Ann Bingham in the Society for Calligraphy and Handwriting in March. And she's the one that taught this. And she kind of went crazy and had all kinds of samples. And I kind of have been playing with it a lot. So I've done a lot of sampling myself. So hopefully you'll find a lot of uses for this too. And Cheryl Moot has done things with this in her book Fold, Pauline Johnson in Creating with Paper with her inside her book. So anyway, that's where I got my info from. So here's a few of my samples that when Dawn sent out the call, does anybody know how to do anything? Yeah, I'm really having fun doing this. So this is one that we're going to do today. It's a pretty simple one. You take two different kinds of paper. I have the light on the inside and the pattern on the outside. And people are just amazed when they get these cards. One of my friends said it was the most beautiful card she ever got. And so that really made me happy that I took the time to make it for her. And besides making arrows, straight lines, you can make circles, and that makes a different kind of a spine on your card. And you can also make things besides the spine. You can do it in the center of a card. So I guess I should kind of tilt this way. Hold on. Let me get this. Tilt it straight over. Okay. So anyway, you can cut it so that it's in the center of your card to make a Christmas tree if you like, or you can make bookmarks out of it. So it's very versatile, all the different things you can do. And so we can get started. All right, I want to explain just a little before we start making the card. If you choose to Google this and find more information and more different kinds of cards, it's called a spinal weave, lattice cards, braided, basket weave, interlocking binding, or kirigami because it's paper cutting. And I guess we can get out our templates. Well, I guess maybe I'll tell you what we need so we can review that we have everything we need. So we have our glue stick, we have our decorated papers, we have our 3 templates, our scissors and paper clips, and a bone folder if you have one laying around. And if you don't have a bone folder, you can always use the edge of your scissors to lay the fold down a little better. All right. So we are going to start. Can I ask, are you guys familiar with this? I'm going to try to see if I can see the gallery here. Have you guys all made these before? Like, raise your hand if you've made these before. Okay. All right. Just checking. All right. So we're going to start on the most simple one. For those that don't know how to do it, this will show you the technique. This is kind of nice besides using it as a card. If you were going to do like a little program for a dinner or a wedding, this kind of works nice as a little holder for your booklet. You can put a few pages in it. And if you don't feel like putting staples in the middle of your program, you could just do these little easy triangles and it'll hold your papers together. So that's the one we're going to do first, is this one. And then we'll go on to the more complicated one. So hopefully we'll have time to make at least 2 of them today. All right. So the template that we're going to need is the page that has the key at the bottom right. So if you can take that template, that page out off of your pile. And we are going to start by, move this up a little bit. We're going to cut across here on this line widthwise on the solid line. Each page has two templates, so each page will give you 2 different designs. I have to apologize. I did not draw this appropriately. And if you look at it, it looks like all of these are cutting lines on these triangles, when in reality, we have, let me get my pen. These lines that are perpendicular to our fold, we are not going to cut. So just want you to be aware that those are not cutting lines, those are folding lines. So anything that's perpendicular to our fold, we don't cut. All right, so to start with, we're going to take our template and we are just going to fold it in half. And set that aside. And you can choose 2 of your papers to start with. 2 of mine. All right. And so we have our 8.5 by 5.5 papers, which is half of 8.5 by 11 to make it easy for us. And whichever side you want to be the outside of your card. Okay, well, first of all, we're going to put the plain sides together and the decorated sides are going to be facing outwards. So plain sides together. And whichever side you want to be your inside, we are going to fold as if we're making a card now. So fold that in half. And next we're gonna take our card, fold side to fold side. I practiced this with my daughter-in-law, and she put the fold on this side and cut the card wrong. So she told me, make sure I tell everyone fold to fold. Just make sure that's how you're doing it, so you're not sad after you cut your card. And we nestle it in there. So we have our template on the outside and our card on the inside. And you want to make sure that these are centered in case you didn't cut your card correctly. You don't want one of those cuts to be way too close to the edge because you're not going to be happy with how that turns out. So as long as you're centered, you're good. All right. Next, we are going to take our paper clips. If you have a paper clip, and secure this together. You can always hold it if you want, if you're comfortable holding it. That just makes sure that it doesn't slip while you're cutting. This one, we're only making a few cuts. It's not that big a deal, but the next card, we're going to make more cuts and it tends to slip around a little bit. Okay, so we're going to make 5 diagonal cuts. We're not cutting crosswise. We're going to cut only these diagonal lines. So let's go ahead and 2 going in one direction and then 3 going the opposite direction. And when you're cutting these, it's best if you cut in one chomp with your scissor. I don't know what the technical term for that would be, but if you cut with a few swipes of your scissors, sometimes it makes it harder to open your card when you're done because it's kind of get too many pieces all stuck together. All right, so does everybody have 5 cuts? Go ahead and check your card, make sure you got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now it's time for the big reveal. And we're gonna take our template off. And the outside of the card, we want face up. It's going to be looking at us. And we're going to lay it down carefully so we don't separate the pages. And now comes the magic. We take all of the arrows, whichever way the arrow is pointing, we're going to take that little tab and point it the opposite way. So on mine, my arrow is pointing up. I'm going to point that one down. And from underneath, press, and you point your next one down. And we just keep going on down, and you're going to have 5 little holes and tabs in your card. And with your fingernail or the back side of your scissors or your bone folder, at this point, you can help lay those folds down just a little bit better. So it'll be easier to fold the card in half. And we are ready to fold it in half and see what it looks like finished. So, and at this point, really, these cards all have like basically a side, like say this is your A side, and this is your B side. You might not want those tabs on the outside. Maybe you want it really plain. You know, you're free to fold it this way as well and have that on the inside, if that's what you want on the inside of your card. But I'm sticking with this, and I'm going to have my plain on the inside. I'm going to carefully put my thumbs in there, guide this closed. And the first one is done. Does anybody have any problems or questions? Okay.
It's really nifty.
All right. Good. They turn out so pretty. And like, you can always use two-sided paper too. I mean, you know, like at Joann's and whatever, there's a lot of that. So that's easy. You don't even need just two, you know, two coordinating pages. So, all right, now we're going to get to the weaving part, which is, I really love these. Let's get out. Okay. All right, where's my template, guys? Hold on. Don't you hate when this happens? I have 6 of them everywhere. Trish, can I borrow yours? No, I'm
Yeah,
just,
open your window, I'll throw it to you.
okay. Let's see, which one are we gonna do? All right. Let's see, what time is it? Okay. We're gonna do, we probably only have time for one more card. So let's get out this template. And this one is one where the V's are going different directions. And our circles are going different directions.
Debbie, you can make as many cards as you want. You have as much time as you need.
Oh, yeah?
So up to you, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, you know what, then let's make one a little simpler than this one first. And then we'll go on to that one. We'll make a weaving one, but we're gonna weave in one direction to start with, okay? So let's go to, we're gonna go to the template that has the key written on it. We're gonna use this one that we just cut in half. Okay. So, and it's all the same, but the weaving part is the part that gets a little tricky sometimes. So everybody have their key page out, and we're going to fold it in half along the along our dotted line. And we're going to choose a couple of papers. Let's choose a few more papers. All right, decorated sides on the outside, white side, more plain on the inside. And we're going to fold them in half. And feel free to bone fold if you want to fold that down. And then we're going to snuggle the card into our template. Make sure your fold is meeting the fold. And we will secure those. You can use washi tape if you don't have paper clips laying around one day if you're doing this. And the nice thing to these templates, you can use them more than once. So that's kind of nice. All right, when we do this one I did write correctly. We have these dotted lines, and these are going to be our fold lines. So we're not going to cut along those because, again, those lines are running perpendicular to the fold. So on these cards, whenever there's a perpendicular line, do not cut. So we're going to cut all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to cut each one of these lines. So we got 12 lines to cut on this one. And again, try to only do, as these are deeper, try to only do one cut with it. If you do more, it's gonna make your arrows more raggedy. So try to aim for the corner. Kind of nice that everybody's not muted. I can still hear scissors going, so I know to wait. All right, we're ready to open it up and see what this one looks like. So we're gonna take our clips off. take our template off. And at this point, if you're going to change your mind, what you want for your outside, you can, switch at this point. I think I want this as my outside. And for this one, we're going to take every other arrow tab and fold it down. So if you haven't done this before, you might want to watch before you start doing. If you know what you're doing, go at it and have a good time. So I'm gonna try to do this straight. So we're going to start with the top one. Have your little arrows pointed up to the top, and we're going to fold that one towards us. Then you're going to skip the next tab, and you're going to go to tab number 3, arrow number 3, and you're going to fold that one down. And then you're going to skip, go to the 5th one, and so on and so on. And they're going to be flapping up at this point, so don't worry about it. Just keep going every other tab. If anybody's having a problem, just unmute yourself and yell. Ooh, my bottom one is very small. Okay. Okay. So now we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs all sticking up on our card, which doesn't look all that exciting, but we're going to really ramp up the prettiness now. Now we're going to do the weaving. So we're going to take the top tab, and you'll see this tab below it, and we're going to pop it in there. And then you see this tab is hanging up here. There's a tab right underneath it, and you're going to pick up the tab and pop it under that one. And you just go on down the line. Your tab that's up, you're going to weave underneath. All right, can I have thumbs up if you're ready to move on? Okay, I'll give you another minute. I like Sharon's granddaughter's got her thumbs up. I like that. Does anybody need any help? Oh, good job. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, more thumbs up. All right, if you need more time, let me know. Okay. So now, I don't bother with this, but there's 2 things you could do with this last tab that's hanging here. One thing some people do is cut this tab off, and then they take this tab and glue it at the top here. So that would end up being your first one instead of your last. To me, I don't want to bother with that. So for me, I'm just going to take my glue stick and put a little dab of glue there and glue that one down so it's not, well, that one's not, oh, I got to put, sorry, 2 layers. Put that on both layers of your paper. And at this point, before you fold the card, you might want to, again, reinforce those folds, make them nice. You have to be really gentle with these, because depending on your paper, you don't want to rip your paper at this point after you did all of that work. That would not be fun. All right. So now it's all folded down nice and securely. So now we're ready to fold the card. So I'm going to turn it over and then very carefully fold it in half. Make sure our little tabs and arrows are staying where they need to be. And you have your second card. Oh, that's so pretty. Wow. All right. All right, we got time for one more. Is everybody ready for one more? Okay. All righty. Okay, last one. And then I can't wait to see what everybody's made. Is going to be the interlocking one. And let's make one with the rings, since we've done all of the straight cuts. Let's make a circular cut one. So we're going to make this one where the rings are going opposite directions. So let's go ahead and cut that in half. Get our template ready. And we can fold it. All right, let's see, get my last one out here. All right, I think I'll do a Halloween one. All right, we have fancy paper to the outside, plain to the inside. Fold it in half. You guys know the drill here for cutting. We're not going to cut the perpendicular lines. These don't have dots on them, so I will draw on here what we're staying away from. Oops, come here. All right. So we are not cutting these lines. These are perpendicular to our fold. So what we're going to cut is these circles, these little half circles. And we're going to stop when we get to that perpendicular line. So go ahead and put your clips on there. And just cut as smoothly as you can. If you go online, you'll see there's so many different templates for this. There's ones that you can print and you can make your own. I'm going to show you a way, just show you on a grid how you can make your own right when we're done with this one, before I give the meeting back to Dawn. Because through trial and error, I have found the key. All righty. And when you're done cutting your little moons, we're going to take the template off. No, I shouldn't have picked black. That kind of is hard to see. And this is going to be a little more sticky to each other when you're opening it, so be careful. And doing this one, we're going to do the weaving the same way. We're going to do every other ring.
Debbie,
Yes.
go on here. Could you just hold on just a second, because I'm still cutting.
Yes.
I'm not very good at cutting the circle backwards.
No. And you know what? And I was thinking, you know, I mean, if you're making this or when you're doing it, you can flip it over to the other side and then you can cut from the other direction. I was cutting, you know, turn it that way. Yeah. I forgot I had it on both sides. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, because cutting it the other way around is like, oh, okay.
It is. And I didn't even flip mine over. I didn't think about that until you just mentioned that.
Okay, right. Thank you.
All righty. So we're ready to put our tabs down. So we're gonna, I like to start at the top and work my way down. So we're gonna take our first ring, put it down. Then you skip the next little circle yet. So really we're just putting the rings down, the things that are look more like a moon, the ball we're not putting down, we're just putting the rings. So you're gonna have 3 rings that go towards one direction. And then I flip my card around. I like to fold towards me. And then I fold the next 3 rings down towards me. And you're going to have 6 rings flipped up. Three going one way, 3 going the other way, going towards the center. All right. Next thing is the same principle as what we did with the arrows. We're going to take the ring, first ring, and it's laying on top of this sun, let's call it. We're going to take that ring and put it under the sun. Or it could be the ring around the moon. I guess that's it. Then we're going to take the next ring, put it under that moon. And when you get to the middle, oh, this one's going to have 2. Okay. This one we're going to have to do the cutting method on. So this one, we have the 2 in the middle that kind of want to cross over each other. We can't really go under. So what I would do is we've got this, cut one of the middle rings. Put that one down. And I would just glue that one on top when we're all done. We'll do that one in a minute. So finish putting the rings under the moons. So at this point, let's see, we can either just glue the one that's sticking up. And I cut off the one ring that kind of didn't make sense in there. And this one, you could glue at the top if you felt like you wanted to. Me, I don't care. If I end up cutting something off, I just kind of let it go. That's just how I am. I don't need to be that fussy. So your one ring that isn't going under anything, you're going to want to put a little glue on that. Let's keep that ring in the middle down. Okay. Now we can bone fold. Or do it with your nail, however. And then we can fold it in half. And we have our rings done. And so on mine, I'll show you. So if you look at the top of my card, I don't have a ring at the top. So if I chose to, I could always glue that one on there if you wanted one extra tidbit on there, but I don't really think anyone's gonna miss it. All right, does everybody have that one done?
These look very cool, Debbie. Nice.
All right, I just want to show you kind of the concept of the diagonal line and why that's so important. It's like if you think about if you're going to make these, you want to make sure that when you're cutting, your things always end evenly at a diagonal to your fold. Because when you think about it, you want to fold those tabs down and it'll fold nice and evenly if it's at a diagonal. Now, I have to say, when I don't use a template and I just sit and make some cuts diagonally, it works fine. But as you can see, your little tab isn't going to have a fold in the right place. So this little part here ends up getting ripped sometimes while you're trying to put it down. So if you're doing it, you just kind of want to think that your line number 1 needs to come a little lower. So look at your design and make sure that you have a diagonal to fold on, and you'll be happier with your design. So that's what I got for you guys. And I'd love to see what you made.
Thanks, Debbie. That's great. Let me highlight some people here. I'm going to go along the top line here, and thank you very much. And I'm going to look at Cheryl first because she came up on my. Oops. Okay, maybe she didn't. Hang on. There she is.
Oh,
Very
very
nice. Like those.
Love it.
Yeah. Did you do the round one, Cheryl?
Oh, that's perfect for that
Yeah,
one.
with circles as well. I like that.
Oh my God, I love it. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
nice. Anybody else?
Sharon's granddaughter has a seahorse.
I got Roseanne here. She came up on my screen. Okay, Roseanne. Oh, they're nice.
Oh, very pretty.
Yeah,
Love the purple.
yeah. Okay, and Jeanette, I've got you coming up next.
Oh, wow. Look how colorful.
Beautiful.
Okay. I love the paisley.
Yeah. Okay, and sorry, I just had a technical issue here. Right, Liz, who's Anne? Okay, Anne. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
I love the yellow and the purple. The
Mhm.
little flowers look so cute.
Okay, and who else do we have? We have Karen. Karen. Oh, they're nice. Very
Oh,
nice. Look at
very
those. Yeah, very nice. We have Margaret. Margaret. There's Margaret. Oh, very nice.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Oh, love that bottom one.
I know. I love the contrast in that bottom one.
Yeah, the colors.
That
are
bottom
excellent.
one was double-sided paper, and it was a lot easier to work with, and of course, it was already coordinated for
Right.
you.
It is nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, I have Lily next. Hang on, Lily. I like the stripy one. You might have to move back a bit, Lily, just away from the street. That's better. Up a bit. Up a little bit. There we
Oh,
go.
yeah,
Nice.
very
Oh, I like the
good.
check and the.
I
and the-
like the check too.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Georgia. I'm getting to everyone, so just keep
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Maverick, get out.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Dal. Whoops, sorry, I've just added instead of replaced.
Oh, Trish, Mrs. Del
There you
Santo,
go.
lovely.
Very nice. Okay, we have, who else do we have? Oh, we have another one. Oh, Catherine. Catherine.
Oh, so feminine.
Very nice. They look very Valentine's.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Very nice. Sharon, did you do anything? Did you guys do anything? Nope. Okay. I've got another page to go. So who's on the other page? Anybody else? Oh, look at that. A seahorse.
It's beautiful.
That's lovely. Like that. That's very nice.
Oh, that's great work.
Wow. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Does anybody else have any that didn't share? David, did you have one to share? Oops, hang on a second. Let me. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
Roses.
That's nice, David.
Wow, that's pretty.
Right, anybody else? Are we all good? Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Janet, we haven't done yours yet, I don't think. Oh, they're nice. Like
Mhm.
that. I like the curve one.
Mhm. Me too.
Love those colors, yeah, with the white. Very nice. Ellie, did you do yours? Do you have anything to share with us? Ellie Green, do you have anything to share with us? No? You have to unmute yourself, Ellie. Sorry, you're muted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can.
Janet.
No, I didn't. I just joined you just recently.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
welcome.
You are so beautiful. Thank you all for sharing.
Nice to see you, Ellie.
Thank you.
Okay, right. We're going to Debbie. Thank you very much for doing that with us. That was great.
You're welcome.
I think,
That was
I
fun.
think we all learned plenty today. Yeah, that was great.
Thank you. Thanks for participating. You guys did great work.
Yeah, very nice. And thank you for explaining, especially explaining us doing our own designs. I did actually sit here and say I would have to be on some sort of vacation long enough to sit and try and work that out with no.
You know what?
distractions.
If you use graph paper, it's really helpful because that way you
Ah.
have lines already there, so you can just draw whatever and yeah.
Ah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you,
I may
Debbie.
give it- I
You're
may give
welcome.
it-
You don't want me to get in any more deep than that. We could have an hour-long discussion on making. Oh, yeah, that's. Oh,
Okay, so let me spotlight my camera. And we are now going to start with the 3D card. So everybody should have these pieces of paper or pieces of paper these sizes. I cut some out earlier, so I'm going to put them onto the paper here, onto my mat here, just to show you what we have, just to make sure everyone has everything they need. So we should have a band that's 3/4 by 11, a band that's around half by 11. And actually, they don't have to be exact. If they're not, you just cut things to size, right? A large main body of the card, which will be 5.5 by 11. And then we have some matting, which is 5 1/4 by 2 1/4, or whatever size you made your card, because these are pretty flexible in the sizing that you make. And then we have the card mat that's yellow, that's 5 1/4 by 5 3/4. And then we have the smaller mats that go inside, like so. Right. So that's how those are the pieces you should have, and then something to stick on the front. So those are pieces we need. And I'm just going to show you how what the cards look like when we've made them, so that you kind of have some idea when we're sticking it together of actually how it should look. So I made some earlier, and this is one that I made. Oops. So you can put pictures on them, you can write in this part here, you can stick pieces across here, just however you want to and whatever you want to do. You can do them like I did here with this, like I did with this one, with a single band, or you can make them, you can double mat them or treble mat them, or however many mats you want to make them into this one was Be Happy, and stick little diamantes on, or whatever you'd like to do. In the spirit of me wanting to talk about the Christmas card exchange very soon, I made a Christmas one, or we made a Christmas one. So this didn't need double matting. I just happened to have this as a long piece. So you can put your wishes in here, or of course on the back. You can also stick dangly things.
There's no way this is gonna go till 7.
So and then you can put ribbon on and stick them behind here. So you know, you can there's lots of different options. Being that I live very close to the beach, this was another one with surfboards on with the beach, and then with the sea, and you could write something on one of these. So that one, and then this is a double mat one too. So so I also you can also make them, we don't have to put the band across the bottom. I've seen them where you've made them, so you just put initial in there, or a thank you, or a happy birthday, or something, or some nice calligraphized letter there. And then if you want to get more complicated, I made this one. So this one, we did weathergrams last time. So I stuck a weathergram on the top here, and when it opens up, it becomes a scene, and you put the trees on here, and then when you give the card, you can take this off, and then you can hang it as a weathergram. I meant to stamp on here, but I didn't get around to doing that yet.
Okay,
So,
that one's just so fancy and brilliant, I just have to say.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying is you can start off with something quite simple, and you can, there's endless possibilities with this because it's 3D. When you stand it up, you can put more trees on it. You can really do, or whatever whatever you'd like to do. Sorry, I keep moving this the wrong way because I feel like it's all back to front. Yes, you can do whatever you want with it once you've got the design down. And obviously you can make them different sizes too. And although I told you what all the sizes are, literally you'll see in a minute, it's all about just folding a piece of paper. So you don't actually have to be very precise. So let's start. Now you know what we're making and what it looks like. Let's start with the main body of the card. So the main body of the card will be 5.5 by 11. And I'll take my stickers off. So we need to fold the card in half lengthways. Oops, sorry, let me just move my camera around some. Right, 5.5 by 11. Fold the paper in half, and we use a bone folder to fold along one side. I'm going to move these pieces out of the way. Too much distraction. Right, then we open it up, and we're going to fold it in half to the half, which makes a 1/4 piece. like that. So we fold it in like a valley, mountain, either way, whichever way you like. Okay. That sits on your left-hand side. Okay, you have the main part on your right-hand side. Okay. Is everyone with us so far? Yep. Okay. So I think the next piece we do is we take one of our matted pieces, our largest matted piece, which would be the 5 3/4 by 5 1/4. And we then want to stick that onto our card, leaving a small piece of edging around that. We can do it with glue, we can do it with tape. And my tape runner, which I thought I had was perfect, broke, so I'm now sticking bits of tape on. So you can do it however you want. You're welcome to glue them or just stick them with pieces of tape. So mine will be taking a few minutes longer because I'm doing the tape. Right, let me stick it on. So as you can see, you can make this card any size you really want to. Just because all we're doing is taking a piece of card, we folded it in half, and we folded one half of it into the quarter. So, and then you just cut the next mat with a 1/4 inch less. Right. Then we take the next piece, which was the same color as your card mat, which is the 5 1/4 by 2 2/3. And we're going to do the same. We're going to stick that on one of our quarters. Doesn't matter which one, because we're going to do both of them. Sticking them on. So when you're doing this, if you're cutting this out, if you're cutting the back mat out of pattern paper, you might just want to check that your patterns match up, because I've noticed when I did a couple of, I haven't got any here, but when I did a couple that have big patterns on here, when you hold the card up and then it's in a long line, they don't really kind of match up. It does look a bit strange. So when we get to the next bit of matting, you'll see I did try and line them up a bit and make sure that it was lined up. Okay, so now we should have the first mat on there. And I'm assuming because everyone else probably used glue, they're probably done already. Okay, so then we put our double mat on. I'm going to start with a larger piece and we stick that on top. At this point, you could stop at the one mat if you wanted to. But I kind of feel like more is better, I think. So makes it a little bit more. And there's many variations of card. And I think the more you make these, the more you realize that there's so many things, and the pattern of the paper lends itself to doing, depends on what pattern you have to what you'd like, what you do. Okay. Right. And then we're going to put the double mats on these ones too. On the left-hand side, the smaller 5 by 2.5. I'm going to stick those on. Now, of course, if you wanted to write on this, you'd have to do another mat, or maybe stamp something onto a piece of card and put it on. Also, you can write on the band that we're about to put on. That's kind of fun. And there's always plenty of space on the back, which will work too. Okay. Right, so we've gotten to this point. Does everybody have everything matted or double matted, depending on whether you want to double mat them? You don't, as I say, you don't have to double mat them at all. But if you want to, I think it adds a little bit of something. Just taking my stickers off. Right, now we come to the band, which actually this is the part that makes it kind of 3D. So first of all, we're going to get our largest piece, which is the 11 by 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I'm going to lay that down. It's a good idea just to measure it against your card to make sure it does actually fit exactly, because that will be a problem if it doesn't. Okay, we're going to take our mat band, or band mat, which should fit nicely inside. That should be 1/2 inch by, and I made mine by 11. You can actually have just have a space at the end here if you wanted to, but I actually wanted mine to run all the way across. The other thing you can do is, I made this simple just for demonstration, but you can actually cut these and stick them on and just leave them as a smaller mat. So you would just cut in line with the last mat we put on, and then stick them on like that, and that would leave spaces in between, so they're spaced instead of just one long piece, which I did in this one. As you can see, I actually matted each piece and then put them on that way, versus just doing one long mat like that. So with a same, so we need to now stick the yellow mat or our inlay mat onto our band. So I'm going to stick that on there. Okay, whoops. My word. Okay. Right, so everybody got their stuck on? We all good? Are we all
No, still working.
okay? That's okay. You have plenty of time. Okay, how are we doing? Everyone caught up? Anyone need more time? You all good, Sarah? People are still working, so I'm going to wait a few seconds. Okay, we're not sticking the band on yet because we don't stick the whole thing. So that's why we need everyone to be together on this last piece because how we are doing. Everyone caught up? Everyone need more time? Anyone? Okay, Sharon needs 1 more minute. So I'm hoping while you're making these cards, ladies, you're going to be thinking about your design for our Christmas card exchange, which was looming up. And now's a good time to think about some sort of design and for signing up when we open registration for it. It'll be a fun event. We're going to do it on Zoom this year again, so everyone can participate. Okay, right. Is everyone good to go to the next step? Yep. Okay, got thumbs up from everyone. Okay, so now take your band and fold it inwards and then fold it in half. Use your bone folder. Fold it again like that. So now you have it in half with the matting on the inside. Then open it up and then fold one end into the center. So now you've made it into, and use your bone folder or your thumb or your scissors, whatever you have will work. Okay, now you've made it into 3. So 1, 2, 3, like so. So now you want, when you have your card, you want your card with the longest piece on your right hand side, and you want the 2 bent pieces sitting over the longest part here. You want the piece that's not bent over the 2 pieces. That makes sense. So when we stick this, we're only going to stick this part here on the left hand side. We're only going to stick that piece there up to that fold. Okay, otherwise the card won't open. So we're just sticking this piece here. So let's do that now.
Can you repeat again? On the left side is supposed to be the one that's not folded.
Right, so yes, so on the left hand side, sorry, let me show you that again. Oops, going off camera, sorry. On the left hand side is the long straight one. That's on the left hand side, and we're only sticking the first third of it, which is one of this small piece here. We're only sticking this piece here, Debbie. Okay, so that all the rest of it is free.
Gotcha.
Right. So if you stick a piece of tape or glue or something across the first piece, like that. Get it off. And we're sticking the long piece on. So now you can stick this at the bottom, in the middle. You know, some people I've seen them stick them up here. It depends on how you want the design of your card. Today, I think we should just stick them towards the bottom, and it doesn't have to be on the bottom. It can be at the bottom. You can just cover your matting, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cover my matting there. So it would sit along the bottom of the matting. I'm just going to press down there. So now your card should look like this with this piece flapping. Then we're going to go to the very last quarter, last third. We're going to turn it backwards. So now you see a different color. Okay. And this here is the piece we're going to put some glue on. Just that piece, just that third. If I could find the end of my tape. Right. Okay. We stick that piece down there. Cut it long enough. So we now have our glue on there, tape, whatever we're using. Okay. Now we're going to carefully bend it out to the end of the card and make, now this is the time we need to make sure you line up with whatever you lined up with the first piece, you're going to line up with the second piece, but it's a long, thin piece. So I want to make sure, this is why you wanted to make sure it actually, they line up well. And if they don't, you just need to cut a piece off the end right now. Okay. Now, when you open your card, if you pull up the middle piece and bend it over, flatten it, you now have your 3D card.
That's fancy.
Yeah, there you go. So then now you can get to embellish it. I mentioned that we could have a few embellishments on there. So you can now stick your embellishments on the bottom. You can stick one here. So what you have to remember is that when you close the card, so this is what you, before you put your embellishments on, you need to think about this. Because when you close the card, when you open the card like this, you have them across the bottom here, right? You don't want to stick them on that bend there. So when it's like this, you don't want to go, oh, I'll just put it here, because when you close the card, but you also have to think about when you close it and you open it and it makes it 3D. It's like when I did the trees, you want to think about where it stands. When you stand the card up, what are you seeing? What's on the background? What's the most important part of your card that you want someone to see? Do you want something different on this piece? So when you're looking at the card sideways like this, you know, would you want to see something on here, this piece here? So just think about where you want to put your 2 or 3 or however many embellishments. You know, like this one we did with the surfboards. I wanted it to look like, you know, your surfboard sticking in the sand, and then you're going out and you're on the sea, and then your notes in the middle there. So just think about how you want your embellishment to sit. I'm going to sit mine like that on the first piece there, the first 2 pieces. And you don't have to have embellishments on it. You can just write on it. You can also put 3D tape that sticks up on here so that it sticks out a little bit. I just stuck that too far up. If you stick your band further up, your embellishment can be bigger. And if you put it in the middle, I've seen someone put 4 squares in, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and made it like that. So let's stick those on there. So I might want to spread them out a bit. Put it down to start with. Okay, so now we have our card. I spread mine out across the 3 thirds. When you open it out, you get it across here, and then you get all this space. You can write on here, happy birthday. You could put a picture on here. whatever you want. You can put a greeting, bigger embellishment, write something on here, stamp it, mat something and stamp it on there. And there we are. So if anyone's finished, we could have a look. So we'll give you a few minutes to finish, and I'd love to see what everyone has done with their cards. I'll leave this one here so you can see how fancy you can get, and you can get fancier than that. You can get very fancy. So okay. Has anybody finished, and would anybody like to show their cards? Carder?
I have one.
Oh, there we go. Karen, let's look at Karen's. Hang on a second. I'm just going to highlight you, Karen. Hang on. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I love those colors. Second.
I figure I could
Oh,
put
it's
some
nice.
jungle. I figure I could put some jungle animals in there.
Yeah, that would look really cool, actually. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Love the
Thank you.
colors. Love the colors.
Thanks.
Welcome. Okay, anybody else like to share this? We're going to look at Debbie next.
Ooh.
That's nice. Hold it up a bit, Debbie.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. There you go. Oh, you put little lemon. Are they lemon? No, are they lemons?
Yeah,
They're
little
lemons.
lemons. Yeah.
Nice. Very
Very
nice.
fun. I've never seen this card before. Very, very fun. Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing.
Mix and match, as you can see with what you've done there, right? You can mix and match the matting depending on how you want to write on and what you don't want to write on.
Yeah. So many possibilities. Yeah. Thank you.
Complicated. Okay, Sharon, that's going a bit slow here. Love the color. Yep. Like that. Yep. Very nice. We got Margaret next. Nice. Nice. What are you going to write on yours, Margaret?
I'm not
Later.
sure yet.
Yeah, that looks nice. It's very nice. Endless possibilities with that one. Okay, anybody else? We have Anne. Or Anne stroke Liz. Okay. Oh, that's very pretty. Oh, and you cut the little flowers out. Very nice. Like that. Like that you put one on the other end as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Well done. Good job. And we have Cheryl.
I lost my original pieces that I cut, so I just cut some scraps
Yeah,
left
you
over really quick.
I mean, you
but
don't,
it's a sweet idea.
yeah. So you don't have to precisely really measure stuff. You can just, once you've folded the card in half,
Yeah.
and in half and into a third, you've got it. Very nice.
It's really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Sweet idea.
Dal, I can see yours there. I'm gonna spotlight yours. That is really pretty. Look at that. Love that design of the paper.
That's gorgeous.
That is really nice. Yeah, love that paper. I like the fact you can cut those big pieces out there. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Anybody else make any? Click on the next page. So I'm just looking to see if anybody else. There's, oh, Jeanette. Let me look at yours. Jeanette. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, very nice. Like that. Very nice. Oh, and Georgia, we have one here. Oh, I can see one with flowers on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. It's not quite finished.
That's okay. That's okay. Nice. But you got the idea of it. You got how it folds, and that's the, you know, when you do it, you realize how easy it is, right?
Right.
It's just making sure you stick the right pieces on the band.
Yeah, I'm gonna make more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully we might see one for the card exchange, huh? Anybody else? Sarah, what did you make?
I lost all my pieces. I guess I cut them up in, but so I did this one. So it was a matter of mass.
Right, that's nice.
fashion.
Nice,
Thank you.
very nice. David, did you do one? David, did you make a card or did you watch today? No, you watched. Okay, cool. Excellent. Anyway, Catherine? No, you watched?
I just watched too.
Okay. All right. Nobody else made any? Susan? Did you watch?
Yeah, I just watched.
Okay. All right. Okay, I think that's everybody. Is anybody else? I'm just going to check the next page just to make sure because we have a couple of pages here. So, nope. Looks like everybody's done. Well, thank you everyone for all those. Oh, Sue Holden has one. I think that's no. Oh no, she was just moving some paper. I tried.
Could I make
Oh.
a comment?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. I think this has been one of the most interesting card making things we've had because all of the cards are interesting and yet they're totally different. So congratulations for organizing such an interesting program, Dawn.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Anne. That's very sweet of you to say. Yeah, we tried to make them very different so that with all different skill levels too. I think that's, and I think once you make some of these cards, you realize that, you know, just following them step by step, they're not quite as complicated as they look when you first look at them. And that's a whole point about making a fun card, right? Is it becomes
Can we
more
see
complicated.
Chris's?
Sorry?
Could we see Chris
Oh,
Nivius?
yes, let's see Chris's. Chris, let me look at yours. Hang on. And oh, I love the paper.
Sure.
That's nice.
Didn't get to the embellishments. I don't know what they'll be.
No, but that's really, I love the colors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of
that's
looks fun.
purples and pinks, right? And
Sorry?
purple and pink.
Yeah.
Is it just purples? Yeah, dark purple. And yeah, very nice.
Thanks. And then I didn't show these, but I did make two of the other
Oh, I
cards.
like that. I love that paper on the left. That the
Yeah.
one with that one. Yeah. What's that? That is. So is that two-sided paper?
No,
That was no.
no, there's just two different papers.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, they're very
And
fancy.
that one I did it wrong, so I had the white and I wanted the green to show, so I had to turn it inside out. So it is possible to do that.
Right. Yep. Yep. These are all learning things, right? This is what you do.
Very good, Chris.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So, okay. So I would like to thank everyone for attending our Pacific Scribes Community Gathering for cards. Our next one will be Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving in November, and it will be with Cheryl, who is here as one of our participants. She is going to do us a turkey tangle. I don't know whether it's going to be Turkish yet. It'll be something something Thanksgiving-y. Is that right, Cheryl? Some sort of, you have to unmute yourself, Cheryl. Oh, you're muted.
Something Thanksgiving-y it will be, for sure.
Something Thanksgiving, yes, yes. So we said turkey tangle just because it kind of sounded cool, but may not be a turkey. We don't know yet. So she's gonna keep it as a surprise from everyone, and well, obviously Fran will know, but she'll
Yeah.
keep it as a surprise from everyone else
We're just
until
gonna
we
do-
get.
We're just gonna do a little Zentangle patterns and ways to enhance them, and it should be a lot of fun
Yeah,
and easy.
I've seen
Anybody
I've
can
seen
do it.
I've seen your Zentangle, so I know how good they are. So
Anybody.
we're
can do it.
we're really excited about that one, Cheryl. Thank you. Appreciate you
Very
doing
welcome.
that for us.
Very
I have
welcome.
a question. How many
Yeah.
people are generally in the card exchange?
Usually about, well, actually, let's hand this over to Anne and Liz, who are both
I'd
been
say,
doing that for a long time.
I'd say roughly 20 to 25 has been the amount we've had in recent years.
Oh, okay.
And so maybe now that you're all inspired, you'll be joining up. We'll be sending out information on that fairly soon.
Okay, so
Dawn, can I add something about the card exchange?
can.
It's Debbie.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
oh,
just
let me
want to say,
let me highlight.
okay.
I'm just gonna highlight you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, as a new calligrapher, like I've only been doing this for like a year and a half. And last year when I signed up for your card exchange, that was the first one I ever did. And I thought, oh God, you know, what can I do? I don't know. You guys are all so talented. And I had fun figuring out what I was going to do. And just everyone's was so different. And just, it was one of the most fun afternoons opening the cards with all of you guys and seeing all the different ways that people letter and things to do with paper. And so no one should feel shy that like you don't know enough or you can't do it fancy enough or whatever, because simple is beautiful too. And no one's gonna go, oh God, that was like a horrible card I got. Cause I mean, you know, the ones that we did today, they weren't all that, you know, hard or anything. And to do them as a Christmas card would be fabulous. So I just want to encourage people to not be afraid to share, because it really was a good time. So I'll definitely be doing it again. So thanks for doing it, you guys.
Thank you, Debbie. And just so you all know, I didn't pay her to say that. She actually
No,
that.
you did not.
Nothing involved, no bribing, no, you know. So thank you, Debbie. Appreciate you plugging the card exchange. So the other thing I will say is that, you know, some people make all their cards. So obviously, if you have, you know, cards like, let's not show that. You know, Christmas cards are, you know, 3D or whatever. Some people make all of their cards. Other people make one card and then have it reproduced. So, you know, if you feel like your card is, you know, very artistic and you can't reproduce the same card, you know, 25, 28, 30 times or whatever our number ends up being, then please feel free to pick a card that, you know, you can make one of and then reproduce it and then write on the inside. Just do your handwriting on the inside. So, you know, you don't have to make, you know, just choose a card that, you know, if you like making cards and you want to make 25 of the same card, that's great too. We, you know, we all love to get, you know, fancy cards, but, you know, calligraphy cards, you know, as we know, can take just as long as making 25 pop-up cards or whatever. So, you know, and as Debbie said, it can be, you know, it can be any skill level to join and do the card exchange. So think about it. Think about, you know, what you might want to do. And if you have any questions, you can ask Anne or myself, or you can even contact Debbie, because she obviously is a big advocate of doing the card exchange, and she'll tell you it was fun, and we did it over Zoom. And even if you decide not to do a card, you know, we'd love you to join and look at other people's cards, because on the Zoom you're more than welcome to join, and you know, people show their cards if they want to. They don't, and that's another thing, it's not mandatory to show your card, but we will hold cards up and say this was made by, and then if that person wants to talk about their card, they're welcome to tell us how they made it, what sort of paper they used, whether they had an inspiration from somewhere, because that you know, that kind of adds to the card. So you know, it just makes it for a more fun event if you hear about how the card came to being, and you're sitting holding it yourself. So it's kind of fun. So as I say, we would encourage you to think about it because it's over Zoom. So it's just a 2 till 4, month of Christmas, and we will announce all the dates and everything later. If you look on the Pacific Scribes website, you'll actually see, I think, that the Zoom date is already on there, but the cutoff date will be a week or so before that because we have to mail them out. So that will be what we'll be doing. So if anybody has any questions, that's Anne, myself, Debbie, Sarah, whoever you want to talk to that's already done the card exchange will be fine. So, and I'd like to thank you all for being here today. And I will now sign us all off. And we'll see you for the turkey tangles in November.
Thank
So-
you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Right.
everybody.
See you
That was
soon.
really fun. Thanks very much.
Bye.
Thank you.